Hey everyone, Dylan here. Happy Throwback Thursday, and the rotation leads us to another Elves review, and this one's on Fire Dragon's Lava Cave from 2016, of course. So on the front of the box here, we which have the Lego Elves logos and picture of the set that there is on some mountain range of Elvendale, and also the border used from the time with the elves and both pair of the dragons, and then recommended ages is 8 through 10 or 8 through 12, and set number 41175 has 441 pieces, and of course these boxes which have the little fine edge indents to them, just like Friends sets boxes also did. And flip the back side of it, and we have some other views of the set, or other pictures of the set, and one of the features of it, and some quite nice artwork with the dragons and the elves group there, and also free app game, well, which might not be active anymore, but yeah. And then the logos again, and there. So that is it with the box here, and now on to the manual. So now for the manuals, of which same pictures, or same pictures as on the front of the boxes and everything, and set number again and everything. And then on the back side, advertisement for the free app game that there was. And the last building steps there. On the back, win on the online survey. And then advertisement for some of the other sets in this wave at the time. And then a little map of Elvendale. Then also a little artwork strip showing the whole story of this year. And then group shot with all the elves and the dragons there, and then all the pieces that come with the set, of course. And then which is 2 pages, and then last building steps. And that is it with the manuals. Well, first of which, for the mini dolls, is Emily Jones, which, well, second year 2016 appearance, which obviously like different or similar short heel kind or short waist kind of area as the year prior, and also the following 2 years, or just the year prior to that, and also with red shoes printing to there, kind of nice. And then also different kind of tank top type print for that, and still with the important necklace piece still printed there, but then the following 2 years kind of went over to an actual piece for that, but this hairpiece and face print same as from the year prior to that, and of course having this bar piece and also a whole stud onto there, which is obviously to represent a stick with a marshmallow on it, which for one of the side builds, which we'll see in a bit. And then here, and not only back torso printing and there. And next to which is Azari, which her second year appearance, but of course with a quite neat torso printing, but of course with this like yellow, or as we in Bionicle call Keytorange, or yellowish orange color for that. Which really nice for how it is, and of course a quite nice consistent color scheme of it, and the darkish pink for that, and also some quite nice foot printing, represent different kind of sandals then. And then the face printing similar to what we had the year prior to that, and however the hair piece, which also same as the year prior to that, and of course holding a flat stud there, well, in trans red, to represent her fire element then. And of course, although this version may not have been exclusive to this set, and also have some nice side art printing. thing on there as well for that, for the fire element to hers. So I guess that's about it there. And now on to the side builds. So first off, for the side builds is this small little one that's supposed to be of a campfire for that, which have two little wedge plates going in opposite ways, and also those little bush-like piece or lily pad-like pieces that were also used in the water dragon set, also in this wave. And also have a little flower piece aside, and also the cross plate in the center part, and also the night plume representing a flame, like we oftentimes see used for fire. And then not much else to mention here, but of course where you can obviously have the mini dolls around and camp with and just make s'mores on there, of course. And that's about it with this side build. And now on to this other side build, of which the Zhao fountain for that, or just Zhao fountain, yeah, which is quite nice. So kind of a good little side build that it is. And of course with a few more of those wedge plates around it, and yeah. So aside from those rounded plates, you have rounded dishes around it and mushroom there, and then also a few bricks, plates, tiles, and slopes, all making up this little part with a bucket on side and Power Miner's crystal piece, of course. And of course it activates this feature on here, which have the tile pieces in trans red, but if you pull on them, they go over to trans blue. Probably turn over from that ooze and then to water. And of course, and why this bucket here? Most likely for Morgana to take with her. Yeah. And then last part of it is this a little dragon sculpture kind of built to it, which all of it on a hinge on there, and then that you can tilt back and forth, and then a couple other curved slopes around it, and those little tooth pieces acting as eyes, and also these little horn type of spear-like pieces used from probably either Chima or Ninjago or Nexo Knights. Well, any of those themes from this time. And also Nexo Knight's pyramid piece in green. Although this piece can be well workable in some mocks related to the Star Wars sequel trilogy, in particular Episode 9. But yeah. Well, just saying. But yeah. And I guess so. All of the builds, which are quite good for how it is, and that's about it with this one. And next to which is the lava cave, which also, like the side build, includes with the water dragon set, where there's quite a lot of unique vibrant pieces added to it, and but however, like that, but just a lot bigger for how it is. But also plenty of more things going on with it. So, like front part of which at another mushroom piece and a couple of rounded tiles to there, and then this front part of which made of that has curved slopes, well, in two spots to represent lava, and then also do have a couple more jagged slopes around in dark gray and lavender for that, kind of fitting to that of elves, and then also one sticker that is of probably a gecko on there. And then this one side of which has a couple more of those clear pink pieces, also like in the water dragon set that there was. But yeah. And also a flower piece as well for that. And then upper part of it is a couple of these leaf pieces in pink, and then with a little cherry piece on there, probably to represent additional cherries it's growing. And then also do have plenty of lime green curved slopes and odd tooth-like bricks or plates, obviously to represent some extra moss around it. And then also have these yellowish orange plates and slope right here to represent a little bit of a water flow of lava. But yeah. and then the back side of it, which has very little bit going on for that. And if you notice the clear tall bricks in orange, well, also forgot to show is that you can actually, if you can actually slide them back and forth. Oh, actually, if you see this other slope with the fire symbol on it, you can actually pull it in and outwards to be sort of like a hidden passageway, which is quite nice for how that is. And inside of it, which does have a little torch type build to it, like we see in a lot of sets, oftentimes castles. And then also this little bed-like area, which comprises mostly just a few bricks and plates, and also curved slopes, but with stickers on them to look like clumps of leaves to act as pillows for that. And of course enough space, which is enough to fit your characters on too, of course. And that's about it with this whole lava cave side build. And now onto the dragon. And it's now onto the main build of the set, which Zonya the Fire Dragon. Yes, Zonya. 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 Which, as you can see, the build, which kind of like that of most of the dragons also around at this time, but also a neat, consistent color scheme of like orangish yellow and light dark pink and trans pink for that, and also a little bit of brown for the saddle. But yeah. So obviously, acting as kind of a good parts pack of those colors, but yeah. So also like the other dragons as well. First of which, for the head here, which same piece as all the other dragons of the theme for that, but obviously in this orangish yellow color with some quite nice side eye printing with some fire markings around it, and on top of which is a cheese slope in gold and a diamond piece in trans pink, which there's very few of on this set for that. And then also these large Chima spike pieces, but in darkish pink, which for mocking, that's well workable then. And also like the other dragons, you can like bring them out downwards like that. And just open up like that. It also does have a little clip in there to stick a flame piece into, I wish to represent it breathing fire, of course. So obviously, but although you can attach larger flame pieces on there if you wanted, but yeah. Then as for the body here, which is kind of similar to most of the other dragons, where the chest part is just kind of has a large slope on it, but with a sticker on it, so there's quite a few, very few stickers in this set then. And then also this has some Technic assembly parts, mainly for the wing area for that. And then a big, large curved slope in darkish pink for the underbelly. And then, and of course, same with the back part with the curved slope on there as well. But also consisting of these two large wing pieces, which same exact wing pieces that were also used on the dragons in the Vikings theme in 2005-06. Thinks that also did so, but now in the but sort of in three whole colors, the like orangish yellow, orange, and trans pink. So that which could be well useful for other mocks if you wanted. And a diamond piece again, also like some like this in the water dragon, of course. And then as for the saddle part, which has these two foot holder pieces, enabling you to fit both characters right onto it, and they're on there nice and securely. And also to say is this whole build of which good to hold hands and nice and swooshable, like all the dragon sets of this theme quite are. And as for the legs here, of which that the front two are the quite similar looking build to that, like with these curved slopes on all sides of it, and an inverted one on the side here as well, but also this like tooth plate on there to represent a bit of more scales then. And then the foot parts, also the same as the other dragons in the theme, but with a little sticker on this curved slope there. And then also different inverted slope to act as like little paw pads for that, so it can like move around your table surface quite easily. And then for the back legs, which to look almost like it's a 3-joint type of leg for that, but this upper part similar to the front legs, and of course, and same foot build as well. And then as for the tail here, which has the 3 mixel joints on there, also like the others, and unlike the and the kind of unique is all these like yellowish orange dish pieces around it. To not sure why like that, but or whatever, but probably to be a little more unique than most. And also diamond pieces all across, and also those little spiky pieces again, but also in this darkish pink color, also good for mocking. And then, yeah. And now as for articulation here, is that the tail has the 3 simple ball joints around it, so free to pose around them. And then as for the wings, just tilt up and downwards, and then the legs just kind of just on simple mixel joints, but just don't at all go inwards and out, just don't turn in and outwards. So I think they should have been like outwards a little bit more. And then for the neck of which is on a hinge joint and on there, and then the head just on a single mixel joint on there, and obviously can open the mouth like so. So that's about it with articulation there. Also forgot to mention, get the little tile piece that has the map of Elvedale, which also comes in some of the other sets as well. So for my overall verdict, I think this is a quite good set for how it is. Like, despite having just 2 mini dolls that there are, of just Azari and Emily Jones then. And although it would be nice if Regana could have been included, so you can also represent scenes of her and the fountain for that. Well, essentially, which came in probably one of the more larger sets of this wave, but whatever. Well, I think, but that's just me. But however, and this is which quite good for how it is. Like for like 3 smallish builds and 1 large dragon, so like 4 whole builds in this odd. So 4 whole builds all together in this $40 set for that, which quite good for how it is. Like almost over 400 pieces for $40. That is still really good. So this little sign, bit of a sign of the times, where got plenty of good stuff for that cheap price point. And although Zanya here, which still quite, which one of the better dragons, well, in my eyes, I say pretty much almost as good as Marina and the Queen Dragon that there was. Well, since obviously had a solid consistent color scheme and good posability. Well, maybe the same as the rest, but yeah. And of course, like most of these elf sets, also serve as good parts packs for that. And I guess that's about it there. And as I'll say one more time, wish that Regana could have been included in this set, so you can get her for a cheaper price. But yeah, but as is, I can still kind of forgive how it is. But yeah. And so now, for any of you who still have this set from back in the day, well, I hope you had some good memories of it. And for those of you who haven't and are still looking to get this set, I'd say definitely pick it up. eBay, Bricklink, Ricari, Bricks and Minifigs, whatever. And that's about it with this video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.